So I was in the Speedway. I was in the Speedway. Testing. So like, dude, I was in the Speedway. Ooh, trippy. Oof, trippy. Glamour. Is this glamour? I guess. I think this isn't also glamour. As is, this. Ooh, this is this. This is a degree of glamour to all. I like this though. I'm not sure what this is. Anyway. Alright. Let's have out with it. Chips. I was at the store buying my chips, and I came in there, and I was like talking into the phone, wearing my AirPods, just like every other arrogant young fuck, like every young person who comes in there is probably an arrogant piece of shit, because they're just there because their parents have the house down here. And I went in there, aside from the ones who live there, but I went in there, and I was there, and I was trying to be polite and everything, and I took my AirPods out even, and I was like told the woman at the cash register, who was like this black woman, who was, judging by her accent and mannerisms and physiognomy and whatever, she was like clearly from like lower background. She wasn't upper middle class, sort of like, a non-Wyatt type, freaking Kanye West type, like someone from an upper class or upper middle class background. Like she was clearly from a working class or lower class or lumpen patrol background, lower middle class. And I took my AirPods out and I was saying like, hey, here I am wearing my boat shoes and my yellow pants. And I'm saying like, hey, I hope you have an incredible weekend, etc. And she was just like, you too, in this like sullen and deadpan way, almost as if to say, fuck you. And I understood why. I totally understood why though. Here's a cute little bench that I could sit on. Check it out. There's stuff on this bench. There's the bench. I'm sitting on it. Just this little random bench. But yeah, hail Babs. Thank you, Brundle, dude. Brundle, thank you. It means so much to me. Brundle, dude, thank you for giving me the chance to speak on your stream. I really said a lot of what I had to say. Like, and honestly, like, the more I was on there, more autistic I would have become. Hashtag benching. Benching, B-E-N-T-C-H-I-N-G is actually a Jewish term. But, dude, Brundle, you gotta come out here to the Hamptons, bro. Trust me. Oh, it's just so... the air from the sea. When you smell the air from the sea in your overly sized nostrils. Thank you. I'm glad you think so, Brundle. I hope I can discuss it more. But I really hope that I can debate some people like Kyle or Josh Smith. But the thing is, like, dude, I prefer, because I'm not that entertaining, I would rather have someone who's more entertaining like Kyle and KMG fight. Because that's entertaining. Or Kyle and Brundlefly, Kyle and Melchizedek, Duvid, all these people. Like, these people are actually, like, entertaining. Like, I just want to get my theories out there, but it's like, that's not what, like, I support the getting out there of the entertaining people, and it's like, I'm not that entertaining. So therefore, I honestly, when I even rewatch content with myself, it's like, it's not prime. I have my moments. Honestly, like, if I had just no inhibitions and I was like a lot ruder, I would create more like conflagrations, but I can't be like that. I just can't. It's hard. Ken, what happened, dude? I'm still bamboozled. So he's basically of a Hebrew background, and he converted to Christianity, from a Hebrew background, and he converted to Christianity, to Judaism. No, he converted to Christianity. He's not a Messianic Jew in the sense that they're like Christian white or whatever. Cool, he's like LARPing as Jews. But he is he's like a Jews for Jesus, isn't he? He's like a Jews for Jesus type. Yeah, I did spurg on him, man. Because I know what he's trying to do there. He's trying to say a narrative of and I mean, that's what he means when he says Jews are going to do. He means Jews are always this way, will always be this way, and forever will be this way, because it is an intrinsic nature to being a Jew. And this is the thing, is cosmic Jew narratives and Jewish supremacy, basically. It's like, at the core of almost every Jewish ideology lies Jewish supremacy, every Jewish religious interpretation. Just like I'm talking about white supremacy, but it's like, we're going to talk about Jewish supremacy today. So can you hear me? So basically, it's like, dude, it's the cosmic Jew thing. It's like, just like, dude, like I always try to run cover and be like, oh, Jews are like every other nation, yada, yada, yada. But like, that's because I kind of want them to be. But it's like, other Jews don't want that. Like, Jews don't want Jews to be a normal nation. They want us to be special. And the specialness is like one of the key components. And the problem is, this is the exact specialness if we say, yes, Jews are special, then that basically guarantees like a checkmate KO for the anti-Semites. Unless they can assume that, like, basically, that's special, like, that things are, like, it's hard to explain, but it's like, it's not good. I'm not high IQ enough. I'm not Kyle Rowland, okay? I'm not smart enough to explain why that's bad, but, like, Kyle could explain a very logical reason, or Monsieur, or whatever, to explain why, like, that means, like, logically that we're fucked, okay? So listen. Yeah, he's like Jews for Jesus, okay? Listen. Dude, I'm here in the Hamptons, bro. Listen, dude, you need to host another stream. You need to host more streams. You need to make something bigger. No, dude, that's bad. That's stupid. You have a good job and a good life. Duvid has a diasporic version, dude. But every Jew I've talked to, like even the most based and red pill ones, like as long as they're religious, but even then some of the non-religious ones, but like as long as they're religious, their ideology is always like, Jews are special, and I keep trying to say like, we're not special, because I want to believe that we're not special, because cosmic Jew means we're either dead or we're chosen. We're either dead or we're chosen. We're chosen or it's horrible. Or we're liars. It's like not even worse than we're liars. It's bad, dude. And honestly, like sometimes I think like what it means, like when it's like we were chosen. It's like we were chosen to basically be the example of sort of the human condition on a national level of what to experience. So basically I'm talking about like when we, how do I explain? Like diaspora. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, so let me explain basically. Like diaspora. First example, the diaspora, and like like you could say like, yeah, we experienced diaspora like no others. We experienced greed like no others. We experienced division and infighting like no others. We experienced like lust, gluttony, etc. like no others. Avarice, hunger for power, anything like that. And so like it's almost like we are the example of the human condition. Maybe we are special, maybe we are chosen. and not even just in that way. Like, you can't just say, look at history, and it's like, wow, that is incredible. So it's like, maybe there is some truth to this. But I always try to run cover, and I always try to say, no, we're not chosen. We're not chosen, because if we're chosen, if we start, once that question opens up, the answer can either be very good, or it can be very, very, very bad, or very, very, very good. I'm here in the Hamptons, ranting into a phone like an idiot. I was just trying to talk about how earlier, like, when I was at the store with, like, the black woman, like, she gave me this kind of, like, she was, like, kind of, like, she was, like, like, you know, she gave me this, like, this stare of, like, she's had, like, a million of these freaking, like, yammering, like, idiots come in here with their AirPods and their fucking, you know, boat shoes or loafers and freaking, like, shorts and 3/4 zip shirts, and she's really just had enough, and she's fed up. You know, she's not even getting paid on commission. She's getting paid in, like, some hourly or weekly wage, and her career progression compared to the people around her, like, the distance between her and the people around her, it's awful. It's awful. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Brundlefly, 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 Brundlefly. Brundlefly, we need to talk to each other about this. This is important. Okay, listen. I want to have an honest conversation about Duvid with this also at one point, and many other people. And I've had, like, Reactionary Jew, I've had a long conversation with him on this topic. Well, when I say running cover, like, there's also a chance that I'm right. And that in many ways, we are just a normal people. So maybe it's for the bad. So maybe it's like my rhetoric and my thing. We are just a normal people, and we should just do our own thing. And maybe even we are special, like, in some ways. Or maybe we even are a special nation. But that specialness shouldn't manifest itself as having a different, like, having this role which exists, which is basically diaspora. But then I spurred out when Duvid said, like, none of us are laborers, because he's trying to fulfill the narrative, basically. When Duvid can point to all of history, all past, present, and hypothetical future, and say, this is how Jews are, this is how Jews were, this is Jews will be, and he points to some essentialist nature. So, like, when David said, oh, it's HPD, X group is like X group, and he'll often say, like, to me, like, oh, well, that's your Arab genes, that's your Iraqi genes, or something like that, or, like, to a more European Jew, that's your European genes, and it's like, it's not as literal as that, usually, how things translate over and how traits translate over, but, like, basically, it's for him, it's not even biological, it's just, like, this essence, it's this soul, it's cosmic essence, and he's kind of right about that, but I'm just not necessarily sure that he's right that the soul of the Jew is one of, sort of like this perma, like not even a complete civilization. And I mean, he said, we are an Jews are an we are a tribe, we are not actually a nation, therefore we can't even be like nations. And it's like, that's a whole different conversation. But it's like, I wish Reactionary Jew would come online, because I want to cross-reference him, but he's too busy doing his own personal stuff and moving to Israel, and soon I will be too. Oh, no shit. Listen, no, I'm in the Hamptons. I have to be very quiet. People are quiet here and respectful. It's not New York. The truth can't be spoken too loudly. Listen. The thing is, like, okay, let's say we are the chosen people in some way or another way. That could be the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. Or if it's not true and then we assert it, that's also a bad thing. And it's like, there's so many infinite possibilities. The entire world metaphysical mosaic is just in the balance, at least in regards to the Abrahamic world. The Abrahamic world is largely sort of metaphysically defunct, but what's remaining of it? Listen, this is one of the most important streams I've done, and I recommend all of you watch all my last videos. I'm doing more streams and doing more videos from the Hamptons. This is important stuff that I'm talking about. I recommend all the last few videos that I've posted. Some of them have, like, subtle underlying commentary that isn't so obvious, and some of it has stuff that looks like stuff that's immediately buried below the surface that could be interpreted as a reference to something else, but then below that it's actually a reference to something else. So that's actually not very meta. That's only two layers deep. Like but it goes way further. So you just keep watching my videos that I uploaded this weekend. Yes, exactly, Barndle Fly, exactly. But it's like, if we are chosen, but it's like, why not abandon? Why not cut and run? I mean, this is the Christian thing. When it comes to, or like the Islamic thing. Like, oh, why not assimilate? Why not become a Muslim? Why not become this? Why not become that? Why not become, and like, listen, I spent my entire life denying what I truly was. I would lie. I would lie and pretend that I was a Mediterranean European. I would lie and pretend that I was an Iraqi Arab. I would lie and pretend that I was everything that I was truly not, so that I could be perceived a certain way. Because it didn't fit into the conceptions of what people wanted, and people couldn't properly understand it. But then when I finally accepted what I actually was, and realized that that was kind of like the right and the truth, it's like, it's hard to come back from that, you know? What do you just do? Just like, because then what do you have left? And what does your identity become? Well, your identity becomes, oh, it's Christ. Oh, we'll accept Christ. Well, listen, I don't know anything about Jesus. I don't know. Your identity becomes, I'm a Muslim Muhammad. You know, is that me? Is that my identity? Is that someone's identity washing over me? Or is that just like what I was meant to be, and will actually lead me to be an actuated version of who I actually am? And these identities are really just, kind of spurious, socialized things in a way. And what matters is the truth and the righteousness, the right. But then what is the truth? What is the Logos? What is the Logos? Brundlefly thinks that's exactly what I was saying earlier, is like the mirror arrangement is like the duality, the inverse of like Jews thinking they're chosen and other people chosening them, but it all feeds off each other. The energy feeds off each other. Listen, I just like to give everyone, we should all come over to my place in New York City and have a party at my place. Take care, everyone. Have a nice night.